So my point is that I think we need to work to become more like these men. They were not focused on getting things done for the Lord. Instead, we are told that they focused on ministering to the Lord. And as they did that, the Holy Spirit spoke and said, hey, these two men should be set apart for a further work. And that brings me to a question that I have for you to think about today. What does it mean to minister to the Lord? Because there's a difference between ministering for the Lord and ministering to the Lord. When we often think about our relationship with God, it's often based around how we serve Him, how we minister to others, how we point people to Jesus. But what does it really mean to say, hey, I want to learn how to minister to the Lord? Well, I think we get a really good illustration of this. It's probably one of my favorite narratives we get in the life of Jesus. If you'll look with me back here at Luke chapter 10, verses 38 to 42. So it's Luke 10, 38 to 42. It says, now it happened as they went that he entered a certain village, and a certain woman named Martha welcomed him into her house. And she had a sister called Mary, who also sat at Jesus' feet and heard his word. But Martha was distracted with much serving, and she approached him and said, Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to serve alone? Therefore tell her to help me. And Jesus answered and said to her, Martha, Martha, you are worried and troubled about many things, but one thing is needed, and Mary has chosen that good part which will not be taken away from her. So Martha said, boy, the Lord is here. I've got to get the house ready. I've got to get the food ready. I've got a million things to do. And where was Mary found? Boy, she said, nothing matters but being at his feet and hearing what he says. Who cares what the house looks like, Martha? And the Lord said, hey, what Mary had and what she had done would not be taken away from her. And I want you to remember that above all things in your walk with Jesus, that what the Lord really wants is for you to have a heart that is devoted to Him. That you would want to spend time with Him and be at His feet. That you would want to worship Him and know Him in His Word, that you would want to worship Him, to worship Him and to know Him in His Word, that you would spend time in prayer and you would look to bless His name. And I think as you do those things that you minister to the Lord. I believe when we come together in corporate worship, as we just worship Him and put all our cares at His feet and we seek Him and we look to honor His name, I believe that that ministers to the Lord. And I just wonder, when is the last time that we as His children spent time like that with Jesus? I think oftentimes we make a mistake in that our whole relationship with Jesus is based on everything that we need and everything that we want. And the Lord just says, I just want your heart. That's all I want is your heart. I want your time. I want you to just worship me and to be in my presence. I want to hang out with you. And so we need to work towards that. I know we have a task-oriented mind here in the United States of America, that we're always trying to accomplish the next thing. The rest of the world doesn't work like that, but we do here in America. But we need to kind of stop and say, you know what, I just want to minister to the Lord. Ask the Lord, how can I minister to you? And you'll find yourself worshiping Him, praising His name in your prayers, looking to Him. You'll see your relationship with Him kind of change a little bit. It's a good question to ask yourself. Am I ministering for the Lord or to the Lord? And obviously, both of those go hand in hand. Sometimes we minister for the Lord, sometimes we minister to the Lord.